So next question, and we'll start with Shane and work our way left. Property taxes are a primary funding source for county government, but they are also one of the most debated taxes among voters. And I can speak to personally, I do not like paying property taxes. So the question is, if it were possible to fully fund the core functions of county government, such as roads, law enforcement, and essential services, without relying on property taxes, would you support completely eliminating property taxes? Why or why not?
Yeah, sure. That's an easy answer. Sure, I would. I'd also like to be 27 again, like we're laying here, but I don't think it's possible. Total ad valorem for property taxes that Tallapoosa County collects is about $30.8 million. So you're going to come with $30.8 million somewhere. It's not going to be just that we don't need it. $12.8 million goes to our schools. It has nothing to do with the county taxes for what we're talking about as county commissioners. We don't have any control over that. That's $12.8 million. The county, we get about $7 to $8.1 million. 5.7 funds the general fund, and 2.5 million goes to road and bridge. We keep talking about roads. Of the taxes that we're talking about, property taxes, $2.5 million is not the biggest part of how we get our money for roads. I don't think that there are many people that have downloaded the last 3 years the budget like I haven't studied it, nor have they looked at what a commissioner. This is the handbook for an Alabama commissioner. It's 255 pages. I dare any of y'all tell me you read a page in this thing. But the municipalities get 4% of that, or $4 million. The state gets 5.9 million. That's a lot of hands in the pot for property taxes. And yes, I would eliminate them if you can come up with a way to provide that money without property taxes. But I do not believe that. I've heard what you've talked about doing, and I don't think that's a viable choice. Sorry. Robert?
I think it is a viable choice because, and I'll explain the plan, is restructure it in the county. First of all, it's not something the county commission can do. It would have to be something that would be enacted by the Alabama legislature. So if I'm elected, don't come to me and say, well, you promised you'd eliminate our property taxes. Because what I would like to see is a U plan put in place. You pay the first 10 years of property taxes at closing, and that's it. Now, for all current property owners, you would do a 5-year phase-out plan that would decrease by 20% a year till it's completely gone. Main course of property taxes, as far as grocery taxes and other taxes, goes to fund schools and different stuff, like you said, Shane. Now, if you look at our school system on the State Board of Education website, we're barely at the 60% marker on academic achievement. That's a problem for our schools. Obviously, something's not being done right, and I believe it falls to the Board of Education, and it's a fault on their part, and that needs to be addressed, and the county commission can address it because the county commission controls the budgets for all these departments.
Okay. Danny?
Well, also, the county commissioners do control all of that. But there's, a lot of people out here that I've talked to seem to think county commissioners have everything in the county, which they do not. So, yeah, the property tax is one thing we all pay. We pay taxes on everything. And it is needed to a certain point, but you got to have money to operate on. And like I said, if you cut it out, you got to come up with another way of getting that money. And also getting back to the roads that people are talking about. Now, you can go and complain to your commissioners all you want to, but it is up to the engineer. He is the one that has to make the decision. He goes out each year. I'll talk with the man. He gets a grant for east section 1 year to pay that. Then he goes north, and he goes east. He goes west. It rolls around every 4 years to each district. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's for, if you go in that way, it's, if they start out at District 1 for the next year or two or wherever it's at. But it is up to the engineer to come up with the money for the commissioners to go out here and spend the money fixing the road, which we know a lot of them out here that need to be fixed. And it need to be, as Larry said, need to be kicked by. I've got phone calls on it. I told him I'm not a committee. well, you need to come to. So I go look at it. I ride these roads a lot. Like I said, I live out in the country half, pretty much on the lot. But taxes are needed to a certain whole, like say, if you try them out, you got to find another way to come up with that money to have the infrastructure you need to be able to fix this. You think you prefer?
No property taxes. Man, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be just, man, huh? Gas $1 a gallon too. Ooh, groceries, get a steak for less than $4. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? But truth of the matter is that we have to have property taxes. We are actually really blessed in Alabama that our property taxes ain't exaggerated like they are in Florida, Georgia, and other places. We actually have pretty low property taxes in the state of Alabama. And so when I see what other people pay in other states, I don't complain about our property tax one bit. Yes, do we have tax on groceries? Do we have tax on medicine? Yes, some states don't have that. But how would you do away with property taxes and make it up? Yes, there's the thing of doing it on the sale, and then all of a sudden the price of the house will be exaggerated where somebody says, well, I can't afford this right here. So yeah, it's evil that you have to have basically. Property taxes or something. They're there. You're going to have them to keep everything up. Do I like paying them? Not one bit. But I do gladly, and I'm thankful that they're not as high as over in Georgia and over in Florida also. As far as the roads, that horse keeps getting kicked all down the road. I've been on some roads, and I'm never going to complain about my road again. I've been on some roads down in Campbell, up in Buxton. I've been on roads down here, your road. I've been on roads out here with multi-million-dollar houses that your road, which is a dirt road, is nicer than. So it's an issue not just in the poor communities, it's the whole community all over. And it's expensive to pave a road. To do asphalt is like $1 million a mile. And tar and gravel is a cheaper way, but it has to be thicker.